In practice, there are many different types of trusts. For example, there are private trusts, corporate trusts, family offices and family trusts, as well as charitable trusts. People usually set up trusts for various purposes or reasons. For example, many wealthy families set up their family trusts for estate planning, tax saving, or for generational succession planning purposes. This is because trust offers many unique advantages in asset protection, asset hiding, asset allocation, asset diversification, and tax savings. And trust could also serve as a very useful and highly effective way to transfer and or protect family assets between generations and across countries and cultures. That being said, in our training today, we will mainly, or let's say exclusively, deal with and talk about the type of trust that is so-called investment trusts, which is a kind of trusts that are set up by settlers, sponsors, or fund managing companies for the purpose of pooling or raising investors' monies and funds, and use such funds raised from the investors to make investments in different types of target assets, such as equities and securities, shares and stocks, debt instruments and bonds, preferred shares and convertible notes, derivatives such as options and futures contracts, and finally, digital assets and cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoins, Ethereum, Filecoins, USDTs, and NFTs, etc. Usually, all this is done under the professional management, sponsorship, and overall coordination of a duly licensed or duly qualified fund managing company, which is usually called the fund manager or investment advisor under this context. Now we have discussed the basic concept of trust. Let us discuss the meaning of a digital asset trust. Obviously, as the name goes, a digital asset trust is a trust that are set up for the purpose of mainly or solely investing in and owning or holding digital assets and cryptocurrencies, or financial derivative products or investment vehicles of digital assets, such as Bitcoins, NFTs, or Ethereum, which is simply called Ethers. Digital asset trust is a newly emerging and rapidly developing type of investment trust, and that have in recent years gained great momentum and generated really huge investment returns, excess earnings, and outstanding fund managing profits for both investors and fund managing companies around the world, and especially in the United States. Since we have introduced the concept of trust and digital asset trusts, second and next, let me briefly introduce the main chapters and contents of this training. In a word, in this training, we will approach the topic of digital asset trusts from legal, financial, and operational perspectives, and present to you all the essential aspects of sponsoring and orchestrating a successful digital asset trust scheme. That is to say, this training will concisely yet comprehensively cover and discuss all the fundamental elements spanning the whole life cycle of a digital asset trust, namely from its birth to its death,